Je la vis, said French black metal when he got into this kind of album by the name of Funérarium. And this is an album called Black Coronation, one of the many albums by this, it seems, one-man band. One could even say sort of a black metal project. Whatever are the mechanics and details of creating this music and recording it, this is a one-man that is, or has been, and still is probably, very, very active with its music. This is a very interesting release. Let's start with the obvious ones. CD, which is actually CDR. Black Coronation, there you go. Then we have booklet, which shows you the artists, the main artist, right here, and it seems that guests with this album, and yes, there are female vocals, and which are actually mentioned here. Very fresh, January 2019 released, and it seems that this is like one of 3 full albums from this band this year alone, and to mention others, so very, very active and all that stuff. Here's the inlay with the track list and the main member of the band. And then there was included a special photography, really cool makeup by the way, which just says dedication to Finlanderi and his channel Rauta, which is, I guess, sort of a red in German or something. This is a nice gift from the band itself. But here in Rauta, not Rauta, we have to talk about Funérarium. Now this is with those accent marks. There are lots of bands with a similar name, but with those, I don't even know, hyphens or whatever. Anyhow, you can pretty much Google it, and you can find the links on in the review box. So what is the music like? Well, that's just an interesting question, because this is kind of like a combination of very gothic-like atmospheric black metal with, you know, even baroque music like keyboards, soft-spoken, kind of a whispering female vocals and all that stuff. Very, very atmospheric stuff, even very soft, like cradle filled like gothicness, but even softer without faster parts and all that stuff. Then on the other hand, we have these really harsh, affected vocals, like distorted, and kind of a lo-fi guitar sound and all that, which is kind of creating this weird contrast between the music and the production. Some parts are like limbic art with less tempo. Then again, some parts are more like Burzum, but slightly different atmosphere. So kind of a weird combination, because when you're listening to the music without the vocals, it is what I would assume like way softer approach. Yes, those female whispers fit in totally, but these really distorted vocals are like, oh, it should be like, I don't know, Under a Funeral Moon, Transylvanian Hunger type of black metal. So it's weird contrast, and it takes a little bit getting used to. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not something you might expect from this kind of release. Now, music-wise, this is definitely going someplace, but overall, this feels quite demo-ish in my opinion. I mean, all the elements, all the ideas are there as supposed to be, I guess, but it seems like this is a little bit rushed, and that is also what it's indicated by the amount of albums by this band during 1 year. I mean, you just could remove some elements and maybe focus on the better ones, and the whole album would be a little bit better. So like I said, there's lots of interesting ideas here, but it seems like the direction has been lost somewhere in the middle, because either you want to go full raw and primitive, or then you want to go more softer or gothic, but these two won't appeal all the audience right there. I mean, there are probably lots of fans who just find this contrast fascinating, and like I said, limbic art has similar kind of a way, just with faster tempo. But my opinion is, with focus on one or the other would probably work well. I mean, that is better than this one. By no means not a bad release, but still quite demo-ish. So overall, it's kind of a decent, but still a lot of room for improvement as well. Well, you obviously want to decide for yourself whether this is your cup of tea or not, so check out those links and you do the judging for yourself. I can only give this a slight recommendation, not for everybody, but definitely for somebody. Thank you for watching the review and see you soon. More Rauta stuff coming your way.